The Spin-off Podcast Network.
This is Kiwi is back for a brand new season with more inspiring kōrero from special guests including rugby player, father and role model TJ Perenara.
My family bring me joy. Rugby brings me joy too, but it's not the same joy as my family brings me.
And global dancer and choreographer Kirsten Dodgen.
For some reason, people think I'm very intimidating.
Listen to the new season of This is Kiwi, brought to you by the Spin-off Podcast Network in collaboration with KiwiBank. Available now wherever you get your podcasts.
Are you curious about how business can be better? I'm Simon Pound, and I host Business is Boring, a podcast where I kōrero with some of the most interesting people in entrepreneurship, commerce, and making things happen. Tune in to Business is Boring every Tuesday, brought to you by the Spin-off Podcast Network in partnership with Spark Business Lab.
Oh, tough act to follow. The Fantasy Suite podcast is brought to you by the spinoff.co.nz and Lightbox, home of Unreal, a show set behind the scenes in the making of a reality dating competition series. My name's Jane, and joining me in the Fantasy Suite tonight for an intimate romp through Jordan Major's journey to Forever Love. For Never Love, did you hear that? Slip of the tongue.
Freudian as hell.
Perhaps a premonition. Duncan Greive and Alex Casey from the Spin-off. Hi, guys.
Hello.
G'day.
Final five time.
Final four?
Final
Final three?
Well,
where we started.
Oh, yeah.
Jeez.
It was a great week. It was great. Really, really screwed that up. It was the best week of the comp. The episode we just saw, so good.
I feel like it saved the season. I was so dark on Monday when I watched Monday's episode. What happened in it? There was no Gollum. There was not a single Gollum episode.
Okay, Tuesday night's episode was, in fact, a comedy show.
Yeah, it was so good. Because, do you remember in season 1, there was so frequently something like Meowser would just wander on, and that would be just make the episode. And we just had none of that. It had been the driest, darkest hell pit. And then suddenly all the light was back, and all it took was getting smashed on a bit of champagne in a barn.
We're
doing a Lord of the Rings impressions, because that's what you do on a date.
That's pretty much going to be 90% of tonight's podcast, by the way.
Amazing.
Come on, Duncan.
I'm not very close.
Here we got the audio queued up.
I think
if anyone out there can put a really quick dubstep remix of that together, I'm sure there's some kind of audio person, right, who's just waiting for it to do a job for free.
Speaking of audio people doing jobs for free, we've actually got Ricky subbing in tonight. Ricky, you might remember Ricky from season 1 of the Bachelor podcasts.
And the Dancing with the Stars podcast.
Oh, and the Dancing with the Stars
Who could forget?
Yeah.
Though we constantly do.
Season of that.
We did. We talked about it all the time.
I've wiped it from my brain.
We all did.
This one talks through the podcast, doesn't he? It's quite good. Right. Our hashtag is TFS. It's okay. I'm not having to go. You're allowed to.
Totally. Well, he's got more Bachelor jokes than any of us do.
Exactly.
He's gotten wasted with Jordan Major. It's cool.
What? Our hashtag is TFSPod. Please chat to us on Twitter. You might not think we're reading them all, but we are reading every single one. We're just a bit lazy and don't always reply.
That's bad.
I try to favourite them all, though.
That's on you.
Me too.
Where are you, Duncan?
Yeah.
Shut your trap. Okay, so my gossip this week, not really gossip, but Naz used to be on my sister used to work at a modelling agency and Naz used to be on the books.
Whoa.
And apparently she's really nice.
She seems really nice.
Yeah.
As long as you're not on a hit list.
But she's done away with the hit list, right?
Is so gone.
If it's a one-on-one, there's not enough room for a hit list, I reckon. If you were just hanging out with Naz, you'd be having a great time. Landscaping.
I wonder if she does any manscaping. Ooh, crickets. Okay.
It's a bit rude.
And into the show, Monday night's episode started with a single date for ill-fated Kate. Do you like that?
Yeah, I do.
I just made that up on the spot. I'll talk to you guys briefly about the date cards because they've become a real cryptic adventure for the girls, haven't they? They spend a lot of time talking about what they think the date might be and what it might mean. So this one, for example, is, I hope you're not afraid of heights because we're sailing sky high. And they're all like, it's parasailing because they're geniuses. But like in the US version of the show, the date cards are things like, let's bare our souls, or let me show you San Francisco at night, or let's capture the romance.
Why did we get the Riddler to write our date cards?
Sometimes they are a little bit cryptic, but not like the New Zealand ones. And then they devote like entire segments to the girls just going, oh, what do you think they're doing? I mean, from the date card, it sounded like maybe parasailing. And
But it really didn't.
All the clues are there, though, right? It's like an easy riddle, like a kid's one.
yeah, it's like a treasure hunt for a 4-year-old.
I don't know. I wouldn't have got parasailing with that. I didn't know what parasailing was.
I knew it was parasailing because I'd seen the promo.
Yeah, but they hadn't seen the promo, surely.
Well, if you're sailing
There's
sky
a
high,
tear in
if
the
you're
fabric of time. No.
if you're
they hadn't
sailing
seen it.
sky high, that means you're up, but you're on the water. You're parasailing.
I just didn't know what parasailing was. You're such an adventurer, Jane.
I'm such an adventurer. You know me
You
so
with your
well.
burnt finger and your cup of tea.
Unrelated, by the way. So she knew she was going parasailing because they all deduced that because they're geniuses, and she was wearing. She turned up wearing a white mid-length pencil skirt and a florally crop top thing.
It's great for getting into a harness.
So good for getting into a harness. And this is not a fashion show, but the floral crop top. Do you
Love it.
remember
You were
it?
not a fan?
No, it's not that I wasn't a fan. I just
You're
felt
really
it
slamming the fashion recently,
twice.
Jane.
Okay, I felt it was a weird fit, not a physical fit, but just like a weird. It just didn't seem like her.
I like
type of thing.
it. I like it. I thought it made Kate look like May Valley's mum, and I'm all about that as just a general vibe.
Very amazing reality TV universe twist.
That could be,
happen.
but that could be a family like a keeping up with the whatever their surname is. Keeping up with the valley.
Living in the valley.
Anyway, oh God, they go parasailing.
They were so
That's all I've got.
They couldn't talk to each other, really, could they? I don't know.
They couldn't really touch each other. It was quite a shit date.
And he at one point oh no, they went off for a lunch first, didn't they?
Oh, delicious lunch.
Yeah,
Do you
seafood or
right.
something.
Do you do lunch before parasailing or after? I'd definitely do lunch after.
Yeah, the harness seems to
You also just like
hike up and
heights and vomit.
would have been cool if Kate had spewed.
Would have been great.
So tried to complete the set of different bodily functions you could deploy into water. Really cool.
All in the same spot. It's like Kate's ultimate plan.
She was swearing like a sailor though as well. She was really swearing a lot.
They've been going hard the last few episodes. There's been a lot of fucking swearing.
Yeah.
It's been real cool.
It's been but she checked herself. She's like, I swear too much, gotta stop it. And he was like, you are going home.
Yeah, he did not like it. She might have been okay before that. Who knows?
And once again, he's just forced someone to be paralysed with fear because she was kind of like freaking. Like it was cool at first when they were 10 metres from the boat. She's like, hey, this is awesome. We're so high. And then they're like 100,000 metres from the boat and she's shitting herself. And he's like, ha ha, shakes her harness.
Yeah, I know.
And he's like, you're crying.
He's a
So
monster.
sad. She is a monster.
A demon. It's like American Ninja Warrior or something. Like, just everything bad.
Yeah, and it just like cracks him up. It's like, fear. You stupid girl having a cry.
They talked a lot about the delicious food from the that restaurant on the sea that they had.
Yeah.
Charlotte's. I
Yeah,
believe it
Charlotte.
was.
So I think they really felt they owed Charlotte some big props for that one. Charlotte, I reckon, said, yes, you can have your free calamari, but we want to hear you talk about how awesome it is.
Yeah.
A lot.
They had that good banter about, I think you could see a dolphin from here or something. You remember that?
Oh, yeah.
And he's like, yeah, the dolphin's the waiter. Or
So
something.
often just come up and serve you the food.
And then there's like a waiter in shot. It's just not going to work as a concept.
Like they don't even have opposable thumbs. I mean,
It's just,
Dolphins are clever sods, though. They really are.
are they evil?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
They do
arsenic-
bad things sometimes.
Arsenic in your food.
I thought they saved you from sharks.
Where is this going? This is gone somewhere very strange.
Whistling.
That's really freaky. There's another ghost in the machine.
Someone's nose?
Everyone stop breathing. It's you.
No, it's fine. It's totally fine.
Okay, anyway. Always good content. Oh, dear. You come here for the professionalism. Okay. Kate doesn't think it's a massive issue that they haven't kissed. I think it's a massive issue that they haven't kissed.
I feel like after you've known each other for the 100 years that the show's been running, you should have got
Like,
something.
when you're down to the final 5 and it's going to be someone's on the chopping block, so like the next episode there's going to be 4 people and you think it's no issue that you haven't kissed, you're probably going to be one of the 4. You are not going to be one of the 4. And I can say that with complete confidence, knowing the result of that night's episode.
You lost the sweepstakes, eh, Duncan?
Yeah,
Oh, was she your sweepstake?
Kate was my. I must admit, I felt like I think I went a lot further than I expected to when I drew Kate.
She was just fun to keep around, right? Up until it got to the real serious kind of Gabs v Kate, basically.
Yeah, that was a weird thing.
Who's kissed him, who hasn't?
Who's saliva buddies?
Yeah, that's right.
Gross.
Far out, that's crazy. Who did you get this week's date, Ella?
I have Erin, and I'm
good.
feeling
So you're still in.
good.
I'm just never in. So I never invited.
Sorry,
to.
dude.
Well,
The group date is Kate, Naz, and Fleur. The date card clue was, with gusts or gentle winds, it's all hands on deck. I just like that one. I just thought I'd share it. So there's 3 of them on a big sailing boat, like the Spirit
Like
of Adventure or something.
pirate
ship.
boat.
They're on a pirate ship.
yeah.
And again, it's all about just freaking the living shit out of people.
Yeah.
Climbing to the top of a very, very high mast.
Oh, you missed the part where he goes, "Ahoy, land!"
Oh, yes.
Which actually should be another
No, I
soundbite.
have got that on here. I do.
It was very much Sprightly Crew 2.0, but with an accent this time.
the word.
Who is writing his shit, eh?
He is. It's the sad part.
Kate's not keen on the old group date because she reckons she makes an analogy that it's like a kid's birthday party. Do you remember that?
Yeah, that was a bit
It's just
weird.
like, it's a few, it's like a kid being at a kid's birthday party and there's a few people vying for the attention of the birthday kid, but only a few people get it and the rest have to sit back and enjoy the food and soft drink. Like, that is not my memory of birthday parties as a child.
You're just in it for yourself, right?
I feel like that's Kate's memories
Yeah.
of birthday parties. Like, she was psychoanalyzing birthday parties at 5.
Yeah.
I was just like, jelly beans.
Yeah, you're so...
Santa!
like the goodie bags, of course. The best part of any party.
Anyway, up they go, up the mast. Fleur's like a monkey, climbing past Erin, climbing past Naz, just virtually knocking them out of the way. And then they have some one-on-one time at the very top of the thing.
It did look very high. I would have been quite scared.
Seriously high
Yeah.
and like
And
swaying
windy,
from
yeah.
side to side.
I'm also trying to figure out how the carabiner safety harness setup went. Like, did she have to unclip and reclip? And
Yeah.
Oh, really? I
mean,
thought
that-
it was just like a string coming from the very
but
top.
then how would the string? Well, I guess someone could.
No,
pull
it's
it.
just, I think you just clipped onto something
It just seems like there's a lot of trust.
so
in,
that when you're...
And then I feel I just want to know what Osh thinks about the whole Bachelor franchise.
There's a lot, it gets a lot worse.
Yeah, in episode 2.
Yeah, it really, really does. But anyway, the...
Blair Witch Project cycling trip.
Seriously though, heights at sea. Like,
I know.
that's actually my worst.
Yeah.
2 of my just
The
gross.
open seas.
Open sea, heights, and vomit all combined. Just my worst.
He's putting them through their paces, you know? This is what it's all about.
What is he auditioning them for?
I think he thinks that he's like testing like future Navy SEALs or something. Like it's not.
Or maybe he's planning on going on the Amazing Race and he needs a partner to do that with. I don't know.
That's true. Did we... Last season, what were the dates like? Is this a symptom of The Bachelor, or is it just that New Zealand can only offer extreme sports as a romantic option?
Well, I mean, in the US, they do quite a lot of. They do all sorts. They do heaps of embarrassing stuff. Like they do a lot of like everyone has to do a stand-up comedy set in front of an audience of thousands.
That's what they're missing. Why don't they get Guy Williams at the Classic and just do... Maybe they'll do that. Oh, no, they won't do that.
They won't do that.
That would be
It's too late.
amazing though, right? It's that kind of...
Well, that's also
the
terrible.
arts sphere rather than the sporting sphere.
It's still terrifying. Yeah, but
We haven't had a Tiki-Tane either, and I'm scared we're not going to get one.
I don't think we're going to get one. I don't think that worked out so well for them. I don't know. It makes me sad. I'd love another Tiki.
I think he could still be in that classroom.
Let me out.
Free Tiki.
Okay, so back home while this sea date's going on with the landlubbers, Gabs and Kate are doing an analysis of the dynamics in the group date, and it's by far the most intelligent 2 minutes in the season so far. Like, they're talking about how Erin's quite quiet in a group situation, and Naz and Fleur are very dominant and competitive, which is only going to make things worse for Erin. And I was just like, wow, you guys, they could have been on the podcast.
And they still can be.
Still can. Our jobs are all open. And then it's like scaling a master's not enough. Rope swing.
The rope swing was the best. I feel like Erin's rope swing where she just like dropped like a stone straight into the ocean at the very bottom of the apex was a like underrated, hilarious moment of the
Well,
season.
everyone laughed at her. That's the best bit. Like
Yeah.
Jordan was cracking.
There's like an
He was
audible
slapping his thighs.
slap into the
Stupid
ocean.
girl.
You suck at this.
Another thing that a chick sucks at. Cool.
And let's not forget Naz is scared of the water. So this
Because
is
of the girlfriend when she was 3.
Yeah, this is so this is another thing that she probably really doesn't want to do and feels like she has to. Goes in and pretends to drown.
I love the power dynamics here where she was like drowning and Fleur goes, fuck, if I don't dive in and save her, Jordan will. Get the fuck out of the way. Throws in the thing and just dives in. It's like Baywatch.
Yeah.
Out at sea. It was so good.
I was actually scared for Naz, though. I really bought that she was maybe going to drown. Like,
No,
you don't know.
She wanted the nice cuddle.
she wanted the cuddle.
But she got it with Fleur first.
Take what you can get.
Yeah, I guess so.
But then because then she spent such a long time sort of nuzzling Jordan like in front of Fleur, just making Fleur go completely ape. It was well played by both of them.
That was the tipping point for Fleur. That got sort of start to
Yeah.
come undone after that.
Well, because I think Naz knows what she's doing
Yeah.
when she does that. It's great.
She sure does. Fleur won the one-on-one time for being the Pea House Surf Rescue, and they had a big serious conversation over pizza, which was not your normal stilted conversation between the pair of them, where they're saying nice things to each other. It was him kind of like challenging her, and she admitted she had some doubts and stuff, and they actually ate pizza, which is the most important part of it, because I feel like it's one of the first times I've ever seen them sit down and actually eat what's in front of them.
That's true. Was her hesitance, had that just come post Naz drowning cuddle? Did we hear anything before that, or was it just that she had seen them together for the first time and was like, I don't want to...
I don't know that I care that much.
That's a good point.
That is really good.
I don't know.
No.
I can't recall.
I mean, it doesn't really
Fleur
matter.
been slowly unravelling over the past couple of episodes. I
guess so.
I've only got enough room in my memory.
They
bank to,
hold
like,
up
last
Hawaii like it was the pinnacle of all things. That
The volcano.
Yeah.
Volcano Day.
one. Sorry,
It's like
I'm
everything's
smashing
been
things.
downhill since Hawaii. And it's like, probably is.
gotta go
You were
up.
in a nice place.
Yeah.
Just back to old boring life now.
Boring Waitangi. The treaty house.
At the cocktail party, 4 or 5 of the girls were wearing very sparkly dresses, like next level sparkly. We've come to expect this, all right?
Yeah.
Why
Who
did you
wasn't? Why was it 4 out of 5?
Naz wasn't. She was just wearing a sort of a
Oh,
regular
that's right.
regular dress, regular pauper's dress. Erin grabs Jordan to show him that she can touch her elbows behind her back. Who can't
we
do that
try
though?
this?
Yeah, let's try it. Okay.
I feel like...
Okay, what do you have to do?
I really can't.
Guys, I kind of got conscious about this to him. Like, this was like a horrible thing that guys did in high school, or like at parties in high school, because it made women push their chest out. Like, it was like, I'm not looking at either of you, because this is like, it was like the Genius play, and it was like you'd found some noob who didn't know about the boobs trick. And Erin's doing it on TV, and you guys are like 100 years old between you, and you're both sitting there, and I'm like, come on.
Me and Duncan both made eye contact and just like kind of what?
All girls school. I didn't know.
Yeah, but
I went to an all-girls school as well.
that's not an
We
excuse.
didn't do that
was
to each
who.
other.
That's who. We were all. I'm not. We. I don't think I did it. Maybe I did it. But you know,
So wait.
so all the victims were just
So
you, Ricky.
What you're saying is that Erin discovered she can touch her elbows behind her back because some boy at high school was trying to perv at her boobs.
Yes.
She was like, I can do it. I did notice that when she went to do it, she like pulled up her dress quite a lot and turned around. So maybe she's like,
Yeah, I see. To me,
used to
she
the
had her
old trick.
back to the camera, so I don't need to see your chest, mate. Put it away. Sorry, that's me talking to Duncan. That wasn't anything to do with that. Okay.
Oh, that's real funny.
Yeah, it is. I feel a bit like got.
Yeah. We've all been got. What else have we been doing?
Erin got the whole country. Well played, Erin.
That's her end game.
Yeah.
And he can strum a tune. That was his talent, lest we forget.
Well, we found out his real talent in the next episode.
Oh yeah. Oh god.
I would never think of it. Oh no.
Okay. The rose ceremony. Naz is having a big old cry.
Can I just interject? You missed the part where he says, shine bright like a diamond.
When did he say that?
He said it to Kate.
Oh my
Because
god.
Kate was wearing a sparkly dress. And he goes, she's like, it's like a Kerry dress. And he's like, oh, no, it's like a Kate dress now. And then he said, shine bright like a diamond.
I missed it. I completely missed it.
It's really weird.
I think it was like the first moment of pop culture
Probably.
on the show?
The first time it's come in.
I could also hear
was
Kate's
really good.
dress as she walked. It was like clunking against itself. Yeah.
It's probably chainmail. It's a real Game of Thronesy.
Okay, so now let's talk about Naz running away, having a big sook when she's down to the bottom two. It's not really the bottom two, though, is it? It's just like
Yeah.
it's the bottom. You're the bottom one, and
Well, it's
everyone
gotta
is
be
in no
its
particular
tense.
order.
Yeah, it's not in any particular order, but it's no fun.
Yeah,
I think she'd had a bit to drink.
probably,
That's what I'd like to put forward.
probably.
Should mention that Alex gesticulating with a beer bottle while she's razzing Naz for having a drink.
Naz gets a cuddle from Jordan, and I picked up that he did that thing that you were saying where he repeats whatever the person's just like, because he's like, what is it? Tell me what's going on. And she's like, it's too hard. And he goes, it's too hard.
It's such a great trick.
And that's it.
Yeah.
That was their conversation.
Yeah, it's over.
And best mate Kate goes home. And she's got back to the friend zone.
She's very happy.
She's
Did you
beaming.
think?
She's happy
Yeah.
like every other evictee past in this season.
So I'm leaving here a very rich woman.
It's not evictee though. It's like prisoner released. You
Yeah.
know, they're walking through the gates. You know, a day they've been counted. You know,
Do you know what it is?
Free at last.
It's Stockholm syndrome while they're in there, and then they get out and they realise the truth. They see the light. While they're in there, they're into him, and then when they're out, they're like, "What the effing storm?" And her interviews this week has just been like,
What's she been doing?
She's just like pleased to be out. It was just like mental.
I watched Kate. They've started doing live Q&As on the Bachelor Facebook, and I watched Kate's one today, and she said that she's very excited to be back in the real world, but she keeps getting like hugged by children at Kmart. She said a 10-year-old girl came up to her and was like, "I love you," which I thought was really kind of weird. I wasn't expecting. Do 10-year-olds watch The Bachelor?
Robin watched The Bachelor sometimes.
What does she think of it?
Yeah.
It's no Monster High.
It's no Monster High.
Okay,
It's not My Little Pony.
that brings us to the end of Monday night's episode, and I've got a little quiz for you guys
Oh my goodness.
between episodes. So I think it was last night, Amnesty International on campus at Victoria University in Wellington had a quiz night, and they had a whole round dedicated to The Bachelor.
Good.
And I got one of this via Twitter, and they've sent through their questions. Now, for us, they're pretty easy because
But can it be
We're
like competitive
experts.
me
it gonna
versus
be buzzer?
Alex?
I think you're going to get them all. I
Yeah,
think
yeah,
you're both going to get them
is it
all
like a
right.
speed thing?
First.
Okay, well, that's multi-choice, so I don't know how that's going to work.
I feel like we shouldn't
just
get the
can't-
multi-choice.
No, but you have to, because some of them is like who is not one of the contestants. Okay, so you're not going to guess that, are you?
No,
Okay.
that's true.
Question 1. Who is not one of the contestants on this season of The Bachelor? Anna, Alicia, Amanda, or Nazareth?
Amanda.
Oh!
No, you said Alicia, not Alicia. Who's Amanda?
Oh my
That was
gosh!
from last season.
You guys!
This is great. No, but I got it right.
No, you didn't.
What?
Neither of you did.
No.
Nazareth.
Nazareth!
Racism!
Let's end this quiz now. End the quiz. Cut it out, Ricky. Save us.
Oh
You
no!
guys are idiots.
So determined to win.
I think, to be fair, in Alex's defence, I did say Alicia when I should have said Alicia, but
Yeah.
just you both still should have
Point
gotten
of
it.
order, I think, Void, move on.
Who's the host of the Bachelor NZ? That's you can answer that.
What are the options?
Di Henwood, Mike Puru, and nobody. A man doesn't need another man to ask a woman on dates or tell him he doesn't want to go out with them anymore.
That's a very long answer.
Yeah.
Let's not do the
Good
quiz.
one,
I'm like
university.
having a massive shame attack on you, Nazareth.
It's definitely a disaster.
Well, this is a good one, though. When did Gab say, the feminist side of me says this is so wrong? A, in her exit interview. B, when telling Jordan she has to leave the show. Or C, at least 4 weeks before leaving the show.
4 weeks before leaving the
Yeah.
show.
I also, they did this, which I think was quite cute. It's like,
But these are like jokey answers.
is it John Key or is it Jordan Major?
Oh.
Hang on.
It could last for a long time. Or it just depends on the number of different circumstances. If I wasn't enjoying it, I wouldn't stay.
That's chunky.
It's obviously John Key, right? But I think what this does is it gives you a really good indication of the voice similarity.
I think some of the stuff internationally's been a lot of fun. Just because you see and do different things. Things are just unusual.
Is that Jordan Major?
Yeah, that's probably been been good.
No, it's not. It's John Key, but this is Jordan Major. Okay.
This is amazing.
About something that they have drive and confidence towards a goal or something they want to achieve, that to me is extremely attractive.
Take out the background music, and actually.
Oh, I think just give him 20 years of just sucking on the earth there.
He just needs to not pronounce things as well, and
just
then it'd sound like John Key.
confidently just approaching and introducing yourself.
Who's
just
that?
with confidence,
That's Jordan Major.
clarity, and just showing them who you are straight up.
That music in the background was really weird. That didn't sound like Bachelor background
No,
music.
there's
eh?
been some real weird music choices.
There's
this
an amazing.
season.
There's also that video. Have we talked about this yet? That Moa Beer one, where
Yeah.
Jordan interviews.
That's
and
the one
and
that
they
changed
go,
everything for
Moa
me,
Beer, Moa Beer, and it's like I don't know who's saying what anymore. They just say Moa Beer back and forth.
You know, I'd like to just thank the guys at Amnesty International
what
for
a
providing
cool-
that content for
what a cool
our
quiz.
little intermission.
Oh, that's good. I mean, they care about human rights, and there's no show on New Zealand television more dedicated to that cause than The Bachelor NZ.
Indeed. Should we rock? Have we got anything else? Anything?
No, there was one. You know how we like to talk about when people jumble kind of cliches and sentiments, all those kinds of things.
Yeah.
There was like one instance where I think it was Kate. I don't actually write down who said it, but they did a really long. Basically, they took life is like a box of chocolates and blew it out to an entire conversation, and it was like Kate and Jordan. They were like, you know, it's like you open a chocolate box
And everyone will take a different one.
Oh yes.
Some of them are going to be hard.
And whatever's left over is going to be different. But he actually referred like a box of favourites, and whatever's left over is going to be different for depending on the person who's got the box of chocolates.
So
Yeah.
dull.
It's been on forever.
Is that his way of saying you're going home?
I think
You're
so.
no one's favourite.
Yeah.
You're the
You're the
boost.
cherry right.
Oh, hello. So,
Boost, I like Boost.
You're into
Cheer up,
Boost?
bad.
I'm okay with Boost when there's nothing else left to eat.
Boost's low key.
What's Boost?
Boost's my favourite.
Boost.
What are you talking
like
about?
Rice Krispie biscuity.
And then it's got like the chocolate sort of
Caramelly.
fudgy thing.
Is it like a
It's very
small
good.
Moro Gold?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's exactly what it is.
Oh,
Shut up.
that is worse.
It's an old person's chocolate, isn't it?
To be fair, I like Turkish Delight.
I like all of them. I like Cherry Ripe.
Okay,
A
moving
party
on.
with us is a good time, I can tell you. All right, we're up to Tuesday's episode where Mike makes the unusual step of joining them for a coffee.
Prep for the cafe.
That was so good. Yeah, knowing that Mike Puru was soon to launch the cafe, his new breakfast show, just to see him like practicing his having coffee and a chat
Yeah,
with some
he's
people.
really good at it.
No, he's really good.
He had an unusual, I don't want to say stance, but it's not right. It's unusual posture where he had his legs widespread and he was like leaning on the table right in there. All the girls were sitting up prim and proper, and he's like exhausted from it all.
Well, he had to hike up the hill.
Yeah, he
Not
did.
easy.
No helicopter for you, Mike. in that conversation or around that part of the show, Gabs expressed that she was very surprised that Kate went home because she thought, if Gabs herself wasn't sort of there at the end, she thought that Kate would be. What? In what universe?
That's
Best
really...
mate
It makes
universe.
me wonder if there's something... If they're not showing absolutely everything that has taken place between everyone over the course of the season, if they're not showing it all on the show. That's not true, right? They're definitely showing everything.
Yeah.
Definitely squeezing it all in.
They're definitely 100% showing.
We watched like 10 minutes on Gandalf.
Yeah.
Definitely putting it all in.
Yeah, it sometimes shocks me that, like, an episode... Is an episode a week? No, it's...
2 eps.
So,
I mean, you're like, that's a lot of time to fill in, but then they don't seem to do a hell of a lot.
Yeah.
versus like the American Bachelor is what? Ridiculous now, right? Each episode's like...
It's an hour and a half or 2 hours or something.
Yeah, sometimes it can be 2 hours.
But there's only one a week, so it works out the same. But there's only one rose ceremony at the end of it.
There's just so much in the American ones that they're just not crappy like ours.
They've never had a conversation about Lord of the Rings or maybe any movie on the Bachelor US.
This
show is a terrifying show, really. When you step back and you think about it, and I'm not talking about the Bachelor franchise, I'm talking about Bachelor NZ.
Season 2.
Season 2.
Yeah.
Like, if that 10-minute Gollum conversation is like the best... There were two
But
of
I think
them.
it was
There were
the
two.
best.
It was the best. That's what I'm saying. It's the best that they could do.
Yeah, they had the one down the cavern.
Yeah.
And then the one in
they
the hay.
reprised it.
Having a roll in the hay.
What would you do if you had a girl alone in a barn that you fancied the heck out of and you were having some bubbly? What would you do? What would you do? You'd have a Gollum conversation.
It's real weird.
Crank out
when
your
you think
impression
about
about 7 times.
There's no more like they did, because when they had a pash, it was like, here's our 10-second pash. It wasn't a sort of like Art Green was like steamrolling, and I mean that's just how it's done, I think. But like it's just all part of a long-running horror movie. But it's just pretty. I just feel like it's quite bizarre how little physical chemistry there is on this season versus Art.
When they've put a blanket and pillows out.
I know.
In a hay barn.
Come on, they're actually demanding some kind of physical. But even when like later on in the episode when Fleur pashed it, like she looked like an old. Suddenly she became an old grandma posture, and her like got all hunched over. And was like,
yeah, it's weird.
That's when you should have Snapchat out. That beautiful thing I just did with my face and body.
You gave it heaps for a podcast. No one can see those withered arms.
Well, we're really in the deep dark depths of the cave date.
Yeah.
So I don't need to introduce it because we're already there. The Gollum impersonation thing came as a competition to start with. And he was like, he basically got her to do it, knowing that he could do it well.
It's everything.
His version of really well.
It's the water skiing. It's every challenge he's ever laid down.
It's your David Brent theory, right?
I think he's got like a handful of jokes and good impressions that he thinks he's good at. Mm-hmm. And every single situation he's in, he's just waiting for a moment to steer it towards doing one of those 5 things. Gollum is all 5 of them.
Can you guys do any impressions? We know it makes for great television, so it probably makes for great podcasts.
I actually don't. I'm trying to think. I wish I did have one. We've been doing an impression of his Gollum impression for a long time.
I feel like we probably have to go around the circle and do it. Okay, audience at home, pick which one is the real Bachelor doing this cool impression. All right.
Wait, go. I can't remember what he said.
We need the word in.
All right, Jane, you're up.
Come on, let's go to the party.
Come on, let's go to the party.
Come on, let's go to the party.
All terrible.
Okay,
genius.
I'm so sorry, audience.
Good though.
His one sounds good in comparison.
Yeah.
It's true. But it's because there's some guitar playing in the
That's how
background.
but that's how he works. He works like that. He finds someone who's a lesser talent than him.
Impressionist.
And that makes him look better than he actually is.
That is so actor, though. Like, when you get a bunch of actors hanging out, they're all just doing their best accents and kind of impressions, and it's the worst. It's the absolute worst. Don't ever do that again, actors.
Oh, man.
No, I was going to say, after that, come on, let's go to the party, we were all... I thought I was going to die. I was laughing so much. And then Erin was like loving it because it's Lord of the Rings content and she just cannot get enough. and then she's like, yeah, things are going really well. And her kind of talking head, and then it cut back to him going, he's like, I have this big box full of stuff. Which we later found out is full of human teeth.
Some baby teeth.
Some his own, some not probably. Oh. And a shark tooth.
I really love, just on the Erin thing, that all her favourite movies have grossed at least $500 million at the box office. Like, that's all her content. She's had like quite a lot of movie chat, and they've all been like the biggest box office albatrosses of all time. It's cool.
What about the Goonies?
I don't know. Did she talk about the Goonies?
Yeah.
Well, maybe inflation adjusted it would have been.
Yeah, true.
Sorry, I tapped out for a second. Hang on.
A good point.
Earrings. Gift of earrings. Gift of earrings. So quite a big box that they came in. They definitely weren't. He didn't have them.
Were they in his pocket, or was he like carrying them between his?
It's almost like there was someone else there carrying the earrings, and perhaps they just handed them to him at a very unnatural moment. She says she's never been given jewellery from a guy, so it was very touching. And Ricky pointed out she still really hasn't been given jewellery from a guy because it's from.
Oh, it's Michael Hill, not a guy now.
What are you saying?
Well, yeah,
you know what she means.
You know what I mean. All right, you're like my mum. Yeah, so but it's, he's obviously not chosen them especially for her.
It's a sponsored
content.
It's an ad.
But she did that. I just loved when she opened it. It's just like this weird, unnaturally wide. Just so you got the great light on the logo.
Yeah, and these are cheaper, than Shari necklace.
Yeah, so it was originally priced at I think $4,500. And now you can actually just pick them up for, how much did I say? 2.5 or something?
3.5, wasn't it? 3?
$3. Yeah, sorry. Yeah. So you can get them for 3, down from 4.5. So bargain. So, but that would make me feel a bit stink.
Selling them or getting
getting the
earrings?
discount earrings. Discount stock. Speaking, can we just actually, on Michael Hill, I don't know if you noticed in the ad breaks, but Christine Hill, who I assume is Michael Hill's beloved wife, is now making shell jewellery, like the ring shell, like Naz's ring.
No.
And she reckons she's collected thousands of them to find the perfect ones to inspire her collection.
What?
Stole the idea from Naz.
In the television ads?
In the television ads.
She's just going, I found
like from the 60s, the television ads.
This is amazing. So she's selling shells.
No. She's used them as like inspiration to make rings out of actual precious materials.
But
they look like those rings.
Yeah.
Like Nez's show.
I want one.
Yeah. Well.
How much they cost?
Next season.
I can't tell you. I wonder if that'll be the engagement ring. And if it was there's not going to be an engagement. What are we talking about? They don't even know each other's surnames.
My friend ring.
Yeah, like they haven't yet progressed past like elbow rubbing.
Oh man. Okay. Who keeps their baby teeth, by the way?
Serial killers.
Yeah, only serial killers.
And then he tried to palm it off as his mother, like, "Oh, mum kept them, and I just can't bring myself to throw them away."
Yeah, I mean, I've held on to one tooth once for like 2 years when I was little. The thing about teeth is they start to smell. Now, I don't know if you know this about keeping human remains.
No, why? Who's told you what?
That is something that can happen. So I'm just, Erin, just think about it. If he's kept all of the teeth, I hope they are sealed.
I mean, I get keeping one tooth. All of them?
I don't get.
But why?
Any.
I'm starting to wonder if his mum is, she's a bit like precious about her wee boy.
I think so was Art Green. Didn't stop Art Green being like a 15 out of 10 human being.
That's true. God bless him. Man. Okay, so something really strange happened on this day. It's not strange that she got a rose, but it's strange that rose is a very significant rose that she received on that date. This is Erin. Because next week is what's known in America, which is a very big country with lots of towns, is known as hometowns. But in New Zealand, it'll just be Meet the Parents or something, because they probably all live in Auckland.
They do now.
They just certainly do now. But there's no mention of that, so she got the rose and she was like, that's nice. But really she should have been like, wow, that's amazing. He wants to meet my family, yada, yada, yada.
Yeah, because there have been, with all the talking heads, they're just saying the same thing. They're like, oh, I don't want to be in the bottom two, whatever. There's all this opportunity to have like dramatic tension from what the actual progress within the show is. That's just never ever taken. It's like there's no one on set going, okay, this is what's coming next. Like, who's asking the question?
Do you think they know? I think they don't know. I feel like it's a purposeful move to keep them in the dark for some reason. Because I remember Matilda saying this might be like maybe their naivety in season 1, not knowing about like the overnight dates. But she was like, I had no idea that was coming. Nobody told us, you know?
Yeah, and so but Danny acted surprised too, but we know that she knew about overnight.
No, but Matilda said that on our podcast, right?
Don't know.
Didn't she?
Could have made it up. It's not information. It's fine. I just remember that she didn't know and she was very taken aback. Because remember, she was the one who said, I'm not going to do that. Yeah. Because she wasn't prepared for it. Yeah. Whereas Danny's like, hello, I've got my duffel bag.
I think that it's a very bizarre tactic on behalf of the producers.
It's definitely bad.
Talk it up.
There's no good reason.
But maybe it's because they're just like scrabbling. You know?
Again, I mean, it's like they haven't ever watched the show before, even their own last season. You know?
It's 100% staff turnover. This is MediaWorks. It's kind of how it goes.
Okay. Anyway, group date is a double date with Nazmataz, as he calls her, for the first time ever. And we've done the math and we think, we're like 99.9% sure that by the time this episode was being shot, we were already podcasting.
Mm-hmm.
No, we definitely were.
We definitely
100% were. Because I can't say how I know, but when Rebecca went home was that was the week the first episode aired.
Right.
So that was 2 weeks ago.
Right.
So Jordan was
definitely listening to our podcast because I have referred to Naz as Nazmataz, and suddenly he's calling her Nazmataz.
There's no other way he could possibly have come up with that name.
No. Shut up, Duncan.
It's quite rare.
Not to like.
No, it's good.
Not to get that far
I'm just razzing you.
Not to get that far through the season and then suddenly call her that out of the blue. Twice in one episode.
Who knew we could influence a show like this? Like we actually have a lot of power. We should have been doing like subliminal things.
Well, Geordie Porty, I challenge you to correct me if I'm wrong, and if I hear nothing from you, I'm going to assume I'm right. Okay. The other weird thing about this date is Gabs and Naz apparently haven't had a conversation with each other up to this point. Who said that? Gabby did. Hey. That's an awfully long time to be in each other's company without having a conversation.
I think it's because she was very close with Kate, and her and Kate were just like the two best friends.
Yeah, I get that. I mean, there was that moment where Kate was in bed and Gabs was in the shower.
What are you trying to say?
Nothing.
But also,
and it's fine if they are.
Gab's
cool.
called Nazareth, and then like
there
was the whole quasi-racist incident, which wouldn't endear you to a person.
Is that a conversation?
It's a bit of chat, but
is it just a bit of
banter?
Sort of bullying. Anyway,
that was very bad.
It was very bad. Anyway, they go mountain. Is it mountain biking? Is it off? What's it called?
It's called mountain biking.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ,
obviously,
Jane.
I know that though. I know that. Jordan takes off at the front, leading the way, so that he has no idea what's going on behind him.
What
with his
a
lovely
shitty
ladies.
date! Don't just like take off downhill and just leave your date.
It's every day is his special day.
Every day is his special day. Naz keeps up, and Gabs doesn't because she can't figure out how to use the gears. But it's also like a terrifying run. Like seriously, sheer cliff face drops, lots of gorse by the looks of things. Hard lumps of clay that would break your skull.
And Naz is like fit as, and she's a landscaper, so she knows about
terrain.
Landscapes.
I know, I felt for Gabs. I've done like, not akin to that, but before we did the Otago Rail Trail, they were like, the people at the bike shop were like, oh, you two are real young and fit, you should go do this little trail to get to Alexandra or whatever. I was like, oh yeah, I'll do that. I fell off my bike 3 times, fell down like akin to a small ravine and cried twice, and this was only a 15-minute bike ride. And it wasn't even like mountains. It was just riverside kind of up and down. So I feel for you, Gabs.
Did your riding partner just ride ahead and go, oh,
Fair question.
Yes.
where's Alex gone? And
No, he
I can't
did.
see her. She's possibly really hurt or dead. I'm just going to keep going.
Yeah. Well, he'd come back eventually. He wouldn't kind of go off and sit in the middle of the woods with another woman, for example.
That you know of.
Who would?
He was well
No,
ahead.
I was down the ravine for a long time.
No human would do that, would they? Oh,
No.
except for Jordan. So that's what happened. He sat with Naz and they sort of had a deep and meaningful in the woods, and he's sort of going, oh, where's Gabby? Oh, we'll just wait for her here. I mean, she could have died. For all they knew, she could have been bloodied and broken at the bottom of a gorge.
But then when he did finally leave Naz to go and look for her, he left her with these lovely, soothing words. Have you ever seen the Blair Witch Project?
He's keeping them all in their
classic
terrified
Porty.
place.
Classic Porty.
And she was like, no. Backfire.
Take that, film buff.
Yeah. Don't know who Bill Murray is either.
Meanwhile, while this is all going on, by the way, Fleur and Erin are having a couples massage face up.
So weird.
That was strange.
There's a nice arm stroke. Take all your tension away.
It's all very, very natural, this show.
Yeah.
It's basically a documentary.
Fleur was shitting herself.
Not there and then, I hope. The other thing that they've broken convention of the American model on this is that the 2-on-1 is usually 2 girls, 1 rows, 1 stays, 1 goes. And it normally happens a little earlier on in the season so that you know if you're going the 2-on-1, there's very high stakes. But they, you know, none of that was there. No opportunity.
I've never seen.
And Gabs did goes as well, so they could have done it.
Yeah. Totally could have done it. Cocktail party, oh God, the strangest pact that ever there was in a reality show. I mean, you're talking about broken allegiances, this was bizarre. Really, really strange. And it had a lot of airtime.
Almost as much airtime as the French flag.
Yeah.
For no reason.
Was it a French country house reference? Or is it just they got confused about which flag is ours?
I think the
Or where they were, like which season it was.
Yeah.
the camera operator was sent out to get some cutaways and was tired and over it and just got a handful, and they had very little to choose from. Mm-hmm. And the flag was one of the 5 options. So the pact was something like Fleur had allegedly Fleur said that Naz could talk to Jordan first, but then Fleur from
It's the shittiest pact.
It's the worst pact.
It's just the worst. And then
And it's not a pact. If like a pact is something you both agree to do in mutual interest, but it's like you said I could go. You could just call it a pact.
She put her hand on her. She made a very big deal about putting the hand on Fleur.
And
She's quite witch-like.
Fleur did say no, but I mean, okay, you're talking about there's 4 people left. There's a whole evening of cocktail party. There's time enough for everyone. Doesn't matter who goes first. Chill out, ladies. I've never been in this situation, by the way, so I don't know how stressful it is. Nor have I been drunk in this situation, so I do think the alcohol is playing a part. Fleur did a big old emotional dump on Jordan. God. No, I
Precious.
I had no idea what that was going to sound like when I said it out loud.
Oh no! I can't do anything else now.
Yeah, I just, you know what I mean. She unloaded emotionally on.
I know what image I have in my mind's eye, and thank you for it.
God, I'm the worst. Okay, sorry. Apologies. You right, Alex?
No. fine. Just keep going.
I just don't even feel like there's anything to talk about here. Except for Gab saying that something was the cherry on top, which is normally a positive reference, but she was talking about... Oh,
it was supposed to be like the straw that broke the camel's back.
It was Fleur going, like, losing it and getting more emotional.
She really dropped the 8 ball with that expression.
Okay, so last week really she said drop the 8 ball, which is that's not a saying. It's 2 sayings smashed together.
But what's the 8 ball saying?
Behind the 8 ball.
Does that mean
it's good or bad?
That just means you've got a lot of work to do.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. In the rose ceremony, you got anything to add from Cocktail Party?
No.
My notes are few and far between on this one.
I did like when Jordan came in and was like, I could see from looking at the girls that there weren't enough of them. It was just this really...
There weren't enough of them there.
Yeah, it was
It's because you keep sending them home, Dick.
No, I think it was because Fleur had gone away, but... He's got his manner of expressing himself of really simple things. It's just always clumsy.
Missing.
Yeah.
Is it still a party if there's only 4 people?
No. I don't know. Hang on. Wait. Is this a party right here?
Is this a party?
There's 4 of us here.
It's not a party.
It's not a party.
He says no. There was a really good moment where I couldn't figure out if this was good or bad. The conversation with Naz, where she was like, "You've said to other girls you feel a connection, blah blah blah," and he's like, "Sometimes you just don't need words." But I was like, "Is that a cop out or is that an actual spiritual
But then
moment?"
it felt like both. And he, like, when she cried and he wiped away his tear, I was like, that's almost nice.
Guys, have you ever heard the saying or the lyric, you say it best when you say nothing at all?
By Ronan Keating?
I was about to say late, great Ronan Keating. But not that I'm aware of. The great Ronan Keating. My friend...
It has been a bad year for musical icons dying, so Ronan could be next.
That. God forbid, no.
And they had a dance.
So we've decided that this was an audition for Dancing with the Stars.
Naz is going for it. She'd be if she doesn't win and Dancing with the Stars was still on. She'd be in. She'd be in. She looks great in a sparkly dress, and she can do a dance, as we saw.
He can do a good dip too, to be fair.
Yeah. Hell of a dip. Rose ceremony.
Rose ceremony. So Aaron's already got a rose. I'm sorry, it's really going through the motions there. Aaron's got a rose. He calls out Fleur's name. And then it's down to the final 2. Jordan does the classic batch move and retreats because it's all just so hard. He just needs a moment. And then it got better. It got so much better.
Who comes in?
Your mentor. Mike Puru is just the most amazing guy to have your back when times get tough.
It took me immediately back to last season where he joined Art when Art was having a similar crisis and he joined Art on a balcony and was like, "You all right, mate?" or something.
And then he was like, "I'm having a spiritual crisis." And he's like, "I'll just leave you there then."
Yeah,
that's right.
I'll just leave you to it.
I'll give you a minute.
And this time it was, you just follow your heart, mate.
Just gotta go with your heart, man.
It's what you gotta do.
Yeah, that's right.
Mike Puru, what a wingman.
What a wingman. Anyway, it gave Jordan the confidence and whatever to go back.
The strength to
carry on. He was the wind beneath his wings.
The hero came along. That was Mike Puru.
And Jordan went back and said, "Naz, you're it. Gabs, see you later." And
Gabs dropped 4 cliches in a row. It was heroic.
Gabs had her. Okay, so she's the first one to have tears.
Did she?
I feel like Alicia might have had tears when she
maybe
there was some like quite early on who were just kind of crying.
But I think they were just like bummed out they didn't get to go to Hawaii and stuff like that. Just like embarrassing. I've taken all this time off work and everyone's gonna know that I got kicked out early on. Whereas now, so recently everyone's just been happy to get out, and Gabs is the first one to be like, "Oh, you tearing out? You right, Alex?"
No, I'm still laughing about the emotional calm.
Alex is weeping, by the way.
Please, if you're still listening to this podcast, please just rain hell on Jane for the emotional dump.
Okay.
I think that, can we hashtag emotional dump?
Sure. Great. That's definitely the hashtag I've always wanted to be associated with all my life. So the 4 cliches back to back that Gabs expressed through tears on her exit speech was, "I've been true to myself, put my best foot forward. If I'm not the one for him, he's not the one for me. I always like to look at the glass as half full," or something like that.
It was a lot.
But the thing is, it sounds like I'm reeling off cliches. That's how she did it. She wasn't like looking at a bullet point list. That's actually just how she spoke. It's amazing that her and Jordan didn't get married.
Right off into the sunset.
Yeah, it's mental. They're made for each other. Imagine the conversations.
Please no.
Never said
I was taking an emotional dump.
Our hashtag is hashtag emotional dump or hashtag TFS pod. Please use it. Either or, both. Thank you so much for listening. We still find it incredibly surprising that you do, but we do really appreciate it. And I want to go to the party. We do. We have to go to the party. So we'll see you next week. What's next week? The final week?
No, I think it's one more show.
Hometowns. Then
Monday the 9th is the final.
Okay, Monday the 9th is the final. We'll see you next week for the hometowns. The meet the parents.
Yeah, someone's going to build some fences.
Very exciting stuff. Again, just labouring. Thanks to Lightbox. Thanks to the spin-off. See you next week. And Ricky.
Talo for Lover. I'm Madeline Chapman, editor at The Spin-Off. If you have the means, consider supporting our high-quality journalism by becoming a Spin-Off member. Sign up now at thespinoff.co.nz/donate.
Kia ora e te iwi, Te Aihe Butler here, podcast manager at The Spin-Off. If you enjoy listening to our podcasts, consider supporting our mahi by signing up to become a Spin-Off member at thespinoff.co.nz/donate. The Spin-Off Podcast Network.